You walk forward knowing that you were created with intention, that you are capable of achieving more than you can currently see, and that the universe is preparing beautiful things that will align perfectly with your growth. You are meant to rise, meant to shine, meant to impact the world simply by being yourself. Continue your journey with hope in your heart and confidence in your spirit, because the best chapters of your life are not behind you, they are waiting ahead, and I am with you in every step you take. Stop making excuses and start making moves is the moment your life begins to change. You do not need permission, you do not need approval, and you do not need perfect conditions. You only need the courage to start and the strength to continue even when it gets hard, because it will get hard, and that is exactly why most people will never reach their potential, but you will, because you are no longer waiting, you are awakening. And when a person awakens to their power, nothing can stop them. Not fear, not failure, not even their own past. Stop scrolling and listen carefully, because this message is meant for you, not by accident but by destiny, because there is a reason you are reading this right now. There is a reason your heart is still beating with a desire for something greater. There is a reason your soul refuses to settle for an ordinary life, and that reason is simple. You are extraordinary, built for greatness, designed for impact, created with potential that expands endlessly like pie, impossible to calculate, impossible to measure, impossible to limit. Your journey might not have been easy. You might have faced challenges that tried to steal your confidence, people who tried to break your spirit, moments that tried to convince you to quit. But here's the truth: even after everything, you are still here, still alive, still fighting, still dreaming, and that means you are stronger than every storm that tried to destroy you. Your past does not define your destiny, your mistakes do not limit your potential. Your failures are not the end of your story, they are simply the chapters that prepare you for the victories that are coming. And if you ever doubt your strength, look at everything you have already overcome. Understand that you have survived 100% of your hardest days, and you didn't just survive, you learned, you grew, and you rose above what was meant to break you. Life will not always be fair. People will not always be kind, and success will not always come easily, but power reminds you that greatness is not given, it is earned by those who refuse to give up, those who show up even when nobody notices, those who take one more step even when their legs are shaking, those who believe in their future even when their present feels painful. The world may underestimate you, but that is your advantage, because the most powerful transformations happen when no one is watching. And the most dangerous person in the world is someone who is silently improving, silently leveling up, silently building a future so powerful that when success finally becomes visible, it will shock everyone who doubted you. People will try to put you in a box based on what they think you are capable of, but they don't know your heart, they don't know your hunger, they don't know your plans, they don't know your fire, they don't know how big your dreams are, and they don't know the giant inside you who is waiting to break free. So never shrink yourself to make others comfortable, never reduce your goals to match someone else's small mindset. Never allow temporary doubt to destroy permanent potential. Your time is coming, not someday, not eventually, but step by step as you build yourself into the person who deserves the life you want, because the key to success is not motivation. Motivation comes and goes. The key is discipline, consistency, and the courage to take action even when fear screams in your ear. You were not sent to this world to follow limits, you were sent here to break them. Because like pie, your growth never stops, your learning never ends, your greatness keeps expanding infinitely, and as long as you continue to rise, no one can predict how far you will go. You may not see progress every day, but progress is like building muscle. The growth happens silently, beneath the surface, until one day everyone sees what you have been working on, and they will call you lucky without understanding the effort. The sweat, the late nights, the sacrifices, the heartbreaks. The comeback after failure that created the success they admire. Success is not a straight line, it is a messy path full of mistakes, confusion, fear, frustration, and doubt, but those are the exact ingredients that build the confidence and strength needed to handle the life you are aiming for. Every powerful person you admire once stood exactly where you are standing. Feeling unsure, scared, overwhelmed by how far they still had to go, but they decided to move anyway. They decided to trust their inner power. They decided to take responsibility for their future instead of waiting for someone else to save them, and you must make that decision too. The decision to bet on yourself, to become your own hero, to fight for the future that is waiting for you. Your dreams were given to you for a reason. They were not given to anyone else, because you are the one who has what it takes to turn them into reality. You are the one who is strong enough to build what others cannot imagine. You are the one who will rise higher than anyone expects, and the world needs what you have inside you, your voice, your talent, your vision, your passion, your courage. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. There is no perfect moment. There is only this moment, and every moment you delay, you push your dream one step away, but every moment you act, you bring it one step closer. You don't need to be perfect to begin, you only need to begin, and perfection will grow as you progress. The most important thing you can do is believe in yourself even when the world does not, especially when the world does not, because confidence does not come from applause. Confidence comes from persistence, from trying and trying until suddenly what once felt impossible becomes easy. Your purpose is bigger than your anxiety, your future is bigger than your fears, your potential is bigger than every challenge in front of you, and deep down you already know this. You can feel the greatness inside you, calling you forward every single day. You are a fighter, a dreamer, a builder, a learner, a warrior. You are the kind of person who will rise again and again and again, and no failure has enough power to stop someone who refuses to quit. So let people doubt you. Their doubt is not your problem. Let fear whisper. Fear has never accomplished anything. Let obstacles appear. Obstacles exist only to reveal your strength. Keep going, keep believing, keep working, keep expanding, because the voice in your mind that says, "I'll do it later," because later is how dreams die and now is how dreams grow. So take a moment and imagine your future, not a fantasy, but a real version of you, confident, skilled, respected, successful, someone who has achieved what others gave up on. That version of you is calling you right now, asking you to not give up on them, asking you to build the path they will one day walk on proudly. Each of these 5 hours is a brick in that path, solid, strong. Proof that you are serious about where you are going, and when you lock in, be kind to your mind, allow short breaks when needed, breathe, stretch, drink water, sit with good posture, because discipline should build you, not break you. Greatness does not come from burnout. Greatness comes from consistent progress that compounds day after day until suddenly people say, "Wow, how did you become so amazing?" And you will know the answer. I earned this in the hours no one saw. You won't always feel motivated, and that's okay. Motivation comes and goes, but commitment is a choice, and PI power is about choosing commitment every time, choosing the work over the excuse, choosing the growth over the comfort, choosing your future over temporary pleasure. And when things get hard, not if, but when, remember, difficulty is not a sign you should stop, it is a sign you are leveling up, because new levels require new strength, new patience, new discipline, and pushing through difficulty rewires your brain to believe, I can do hard things, which is the most powerful belief a successful person can have. Every hour you complete makes you more confident, more capable, more proud, and confidence is built exactly this way, by doing what you promised yourself you would do. And listen carefully, you are not behind in life. Even if others seem ahead, even if they have things you don't, even if they seem smarter or faster, because your journey is not a race against anyone else. Your goals are possible, and your potential is unlimited. Like pi, you are infinite. PI power means you never stop growing, never stop learning, never stop leveling up, and these 5 hours you lock in today will echo far into your future. Your dream life is not built with wishes, it is built with focus, patience, and consistency, and that is exactly what you are practicing right here, right now. So take a deep breath, straighten your spine, keep your environment clean, keep your mind clear, keep your heart strong, and lock in with purpose. Your future self is waiting proudly at the finish line, and every second you invest today is a step closer to shaking their hand and hearing them say, "Thank you for choosing me, thank you for not giving up, thank you for unlocking the PI power inside you." Every single day, life gives you 2 choices, either you step forward into growth, or you step backward into comfort, and the people who create legendary success are the ones who repeatedly choose growth even when it feels uncomfortable, even when it feels uncertain, even when motivation is low. And PI power is here to remind you that you are one of those rare people who refuses to shrink themselves to fit into average. Because you know deep inside that you were born to become more. These 5 hours of deep focus are not small hours, they are powerful hours, hours that most people waste in distraction, but not you, because you understand that 5 consistent hours each day can rebuild your entire reality, and what feels like small effort today will look huge in the future when you realize how far it carried you. When you lock in, you silence every voice that told you you're not good enough. You silence every past version of yourself that doubted your potential, and you tell your future, "I'm coming for you." And when you sit down to work, your brain might resist. It might say, "I'm tired, I'll do it later, this is too hard," but champions are made when they answer back, "I don't need to feel like working, I choose to work," because emotion doesn't decide your future. Discipline does. And discipline is just a muscle, it grows stronger each time you use it, just like a champion athlete trains daily whether they feel like it or not. And you, right now, reading this, are training your discipline to rise above doubt, above laziness, above distraction. You are learning the skill that makes winners unstoppable. The power to focus when others cannot. But remember, focus is not about forcing perfection, it is about returning your attention every time it drifts, forgiving yourself when you lose concentration and getting right back to the task. Because perfection creates pressure but consistency creates success, and this 5-hour lock-in is not just productivity time. Is identity development time. This is where you prove to yourself that you can do what you say, that you can trust yourself with your goals, that you can rely on yourself more than anyone else. When you complete these hours, you are not just finishing work, you are upgrading your identity into a person who shows up, who finishes, who grows, and that identity will take you further than any excuse or shortcut ever could. PI Power teaches you that like pi, your potential has no final number, no finish line, no limit, and the more you push your edges, the more those edges expand. Every challenge is a new gate to a bigger version of yourself, and your job is to walk through it. The truth is, the dream life you want already exists in a parallel path, and the only difference between the timeline where you succeed and the one where you stay stuck is whether you master your hours or waste them. Time is the currency of success. Everyone has the same 24 hours, but it is how you invest them that decides who rises and who remains average. Your 5 hours each day are worth more than gold, because they are building skills, building discipline, building confidence, building a future where you no longer have to worry about what others think or whether you will make it, because you already will. You cannot control where you started, but you can control where you finish. And many people who started with nothing achieved everything simply because they refused to give up on their effort. Anytime you think of quitting, remind yourself that every successful person you admire has faced the same feeling, not once, but thousands of times, and every time they pushed through, their future got brighter, their ability got stronger, their confidence got deeper. PI Power means this. You don't stop when you're tired, you stop when you are done. Yes, take breaks responsibly. Yes, protect your health. Yes, show compassion to yourself. But never let temporary comfort steal permanent growth. If the moment you decide to lock in for your future, truly lock in, everything changes. Because locking in isn't just about studying or working for a few hours, it's about transforming your mindset into one that refuses to give up, refuses to settle, and refuses to be average. This is the message of PI Power: infinite growth, infinite focus, infinite commitment, like the number pi which goes on forever without breaking, without stopping, without ever reaching a limit. And that is exactly how your discipline must become limitless, expanding day after day, hour after hour, while others make excuses, complain about being tired, or wait for motivation. You don't wait, you build, you evolve, you invest in hours that most people waste, and those hours become the silent reasons for your loud success in the future. When you lock in for 5 hours, you are telling the universe that you are ready to step away from distraction, away from comfort, and into your purpose, because big goals require big focus, and you are ready to give that focus consistently, not just once in a while. Think about the version of you who has already succeeded, the version who wakes up with energy, who is admired, who is respected, who enjoys freedom and options. That version of you is real, and the only difference between you now and that future is the choices you make with your time, especially in the hours when no one is watching. Success doesn't happen from random bursts of effort, it happens from intentional time invested again and again. And PI Power asks you to become the kind of person who does deep work regularly, because deep work unlocks deep success. Scrolling, watching, comparing, those things give you little dopamine hits, but they steal your potential, they steal your attention, and attention is the most valuable currency you have. Attention to distraction, distraction grows, but when you decide, this is my time, these 5 hours belong to my dream, you are watering your future with every second you stay focused. Focus is the new superpower, and most people have lost it. They are controlled by notifications, controlled by other people's posts, controlled by short-term pleasure, but you are different, because PI power is reminding you of who you truly are. Someone with a mission, someone with talent, someone who refuses to stay average. Yes, it will feel uncomfortable, yes, your mind will try to pull you back to comfort, but that discomfort is the gym where your discipline muscles grow, and every time you overcome resistance, your willpower becomes stronger than yesterday, stronger than doubt, stronger than procrastination. The goal is not perfection, the goal is persistence. If you lose focus for a minute, you return immediately. If you fail today, you restart tomorrow without guilt, because quitting is the only real failure. Remember that success doesn't require you to be the smartest, richest, or luckiest. It requires you to be committed long enough that the world has no choice but to reward your consistency. Every expert was once a beginner who dared to start. Every champion was once unknown but refused to remain unseen. Every successful person built their mastery in hours that nobody applauded. Private grind leads to public results, so when you lock in, you are saying to your future, I choose you, and those 5 hours become proof of your dedication. Take a deep breath and feel the power inside you. You are capable of extraordinary things. You are capable of shocking yourself, and the fact that you are here, asking for this message, means you already have the fire within you that most people never find. PI power means infinite progress, not fast progress, not perfect progress, but unstoppable progress that continues no matter what. Like pi, your journey might seem random on the surface, but it expands with purpose, pattern, and potential that only time reveals. Use these hours to build the version of you who wakes up proud, not regretful. Use these hours to break the cycle of procrastination that has held you back for too long. Use these hours to create a gap so large between your old life and your future life that people will wonder how you transformed so drastically. And most importantly, remember this truth. The dream you have in your mind is not random. It is a preview of what is possible if you commit to it, and these 5 hours, repeated again and again, will turn that possibility into reality. So today, you show up, not for anyone else, not to prove anything to the world, but to prove to yourself that you are worthy of success, worthy of your vision, worthy of greatness. You don't need motivation right now, you need movement, because motivation comes after you start. You don't need approval, you need action, because results will silence every doubt. You don't need the perfect plan, you need to begin, because plans can be improved only. After you take the first step, remove the noise, sit up straight, set your timer, and lock in as if your entire future depends on these hours, because it actually does. This is not just work time, this is identity building time, this is future creating time, this is proof collecting time, time that will one day become evidence for success so big that even you will be amazed. And when you feel like stopping, remember, you asked for a different life, so you must be willing to live differently. PI power means holding the vision even when the work feels boring, pushing forward even when you don't see quick results, because long-term rewards are always invisible at the beginning. Imagine the feeling when your future self looks back and says, "Thank you for not giving up. Thank you for choosing effort over excuses. Thank you for locking in when it mattered most." And that moment will come, sooner than you think. If you show up today, so let's make a deal: no multitasking, no distractions, no shortcuts, just pure focus, pure commitment, pure PI power flowing through you for these 5 hours. Greatness is waiting on the other side of your effort. Now go earn it. There comes a time in every person's life when they look in the mirror and realize that the world will not hand them their dream. They must build it with their own hands, shape it with their own focus, and protect it with their own discipline. And this message is your reminder that your future is not written by luck or chance but by the hours you put in when no one is there to cheer, clap, or congratulate you. Those hours when you choose to focus are exactly the hours that separate the ones who only talk from the ones who actually change their lives. And in these 5 hours you lock in, you are proving something powerful. You are not afraid of hard work,